Peace and love, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming to learn and read with T. Marine, and you know that's me. And we are finishing up the Genesis book, right? We are about to complete this first book of Moses called Genesis. Back to you with the Holy Bible reading today. And we are going to conclude this Genesis book with the last three chapters. We have 47, 48, 49, and 50. So we're going to do four chapters today. So this might be a lengthy video because I think these chapters are kind of lengthy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're I mean they're not that bad. I think it will be a pretty regular length video maybe. So yeah, so just a quick recap. Last video I read chapters 44, 45, and 46. And in chapter 44, that's where we kind of what's his name? Joseph. He played a trick on his brothers because remember in the previous chapters, um Joseph's brothers came to buy food and stuff like that. And they didn't know that that was the brother that they once threw in the pit, you know. So they bought food and um Joseph, without them knowing that it was their brother, he told them to bring Benjamin, their youngest brother, so that way they can continue to buy food, which they did. They brought the brother, and when they brought the brother, I don't know what kind of game Joseph was playing, but no, I kind of see what he was doing. He was testing the brother's loyalty. He wanted to see if they were going to do the same thing to Benjamin, kind of similar what they did to him. So Joseph had placed, what did he do? He hid some silver. He hid some silver in the cup and put it in Benjamin's sack. Um, and when they were caught, he told, I guess Joseph told the servants or whatnot that there was a thief afoot. And when they got busted, Judah came forward and he took the blame for it because he did not want Benjamin to, he didn't want him to get chopped off because he knew that that would tear their father apart. That would send his father into a big grieving state. No, he was already grieving because he had already thought that Joseph was dead because, remember going back to those chapters when they threw him in the pit, they sold him as a slave and they dipped his little colorful pimp coat in some deer blood. So the father already thought that Joseph was dead. So that would send the father in an even more grieving state. So it seems like Judah had some guilt upon him because he came forward and told the truth. Well, not really told the truth, but he took the blame. And that caused Joseph to then reveal himself and let him know who he was, let him know that he was the brother that they threw in the pit. And they didn't even know it. So when he did that, the brothers were like, they felt guilty as they should. But, Joseph has a heart. He said he wanted to reunite, he wanted to get the family together to reunite. And, it ended up being good. So that was chapter 45. 45 is when he revealed himself. And then 46, that's when, the father comes and he gets to meet all of his children, all of his kids, and all of the kids on top of kids that the father got to meet. So that was I really love the way that ended. And my favorite part of those whole chapters, I mentioned it in the last video, was when Joseph told the brothers, like, hey, you guys throwing me in that pit was a blessing, because now look at him. he's running Egypt with Pharaoh, and he's making sure the food is circulating. He's doing really, really big things out in Egypt. So shout out to the brothers for throwing him in that pit. Because if that didn't happen, then he wouldn't be in the position where he's at today, or currently that I'm reading, not today. But that goes forward. That's a lesson to be learned today. Like I said last time, don't dwell on the bad things that you go through. Everything happens for a reason. So if you're going through it, if you're in a struggle, just keep on praying. Keep praying, keep having faith in yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And eventually, you're going to bounce back. It may not be on your time, but it's going to be on God's time, right? So, yeah, that's my recap on that. I think these were actually my favorite chapters that I read, chapter 45, to be honest, because the way that Joseph was like, look, y'all threw me in that pit and it only made me stronger. And like, he didn't even hesitate to tell him. He was talking his talk. And I love that. So yeah, I think those are my favorite chapters. The family reunion, yeah, it's all good. So now we're about to conclude. We are about to conclude Genesis, guys. All right, so let's get started with chapter 47. I hope everybody's having a good, blessed day today, staying centered, grounded, hydrated, and yeah, do something positive today for a few moments, for a long moment. Just be happy today. There's no room for sadness or anger. Just be happy. All right, chapter 47. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, my father and my brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of the brethren, even 5 men, and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, thy servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come. For thy servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray thee, let thy servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spake unto Joseph, saying, thy father and thy brethren are come unto thee. The land of Egypt is before thee. In the best of the land make thy father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen let them dwell. And if thou knowest any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, how old art thou? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. And Joseph blessed Pharaoh, and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren, and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. Wow, just blessings just keep coming for Joseph. Wow. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread according to their families. See, Pharaoh probably sees like how dedicated Joseph is about his family. So he's like, hey, look, you did that. You deserve this. Take it. Take it all. Shout out to Pharaoh. And there was no bread. There was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. Oh no. Wait, I must have missed something. Did I miss something? I know they were going for famine. Um, what? So there was no famine anymore because because the father and the brethren ate all the food, or what? Come on now. You gotta eat in moderation. Y'all know y'all going through it, so they ate all the food. Is that what's going on? And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. Oh no. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. If they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, We will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath thy herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. They said, Give us a job. We need a job so we can eat. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt, even to the other in Narrow. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them. Wherefore they sold not their lands. Then Joseph said to the people, Behold, I have brought you this day in your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your households, and for food for your little ones. And they said, Thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the whole age of Jacob was 147 years. Gosh. And the time drew nigh that Israel must die. And he called his son Joseph and said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray thee, in Egypt, but I will lie with my fathers, and thou shalt carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as thou hast said. And he said, Swear unto me. And he sware unto him. And Israel bowed himself upon to the bed's head. Aww. So did Israel die? Did he just die right now? R.I.P.? Or I think I'm gonna have to kind of recap that chapter. There was a lot going on in that one. Okay, chapter 48. Two more. Chapter 48. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, Behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob and said, Behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel strengthened himself and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee let me start over. And said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. He said, I'm gonna make a lot of babies out here. Just trust me. You don't worry. I'm gonna make it rain babies out here. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue which thou begettest after them shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. And as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephraim. And I buried her there in the way of Ephraim, the same as Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons and said, Who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, They are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see, and he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath shewed me also thy seed. So excuse me, I said R.I.P. to Israel, and he ain't even gone yet. I'm sorry, my bad. Please forgive me. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly. For Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day. The angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads and let my name be named on them, in the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. It displeased him. And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God made thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of my Amorite with my sword and my bow. I'm sorry, say that again. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and my bow. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Let's continue with chapter 49. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall be, is that befall? Is that an I? This book is a little old. Let me repeat that. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. I'm not sure if that is befell or befall. I can't really tell if this is an A or an L. I think it's befall. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentst up to thy father's bed, and defiledst thou it. He went up to my couch. What? What am I missing here? Who defiled the dad? I'm really going to have to study these chapters because I'm a little confused on a couple of these. Continuing on, Simeon and Levi are brethren, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. Oh, what are they talking about? How they betrayed their father when they told them that Joseph was dead? Is that what they mean? Oh, my soul, come not thou unto their secret, unto their assembly, mine honor. Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, in their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for a haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. Issachar is a strong Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. Dan shall judge its people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that bitteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a hind let loose. He giveth godly words. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him, and shot at him, and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of thy father were prevailed upon the blessings of my progenitors, progenitors. I don't know how to talk, y'all. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Let me repeat that. The blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf in the morning. He shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is that their father spake unto them and blessed them, every one according to his blessing he blessed them. And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, and the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. Oh, we miss Sarah. R.I.P. Sarah. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife, and there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed and yielded up the ghost and was gathered unto his people. Okay, that was the end of chapter 49. So it seems like, yeah, we're pretty much just getting a recap of everybody, of who they were, where everybody is being buried next to each other. I think that's lovely. You know, I think that's beautiful to be buried next to your loved ones and stuff. Yeah. All right, we are approaching chapter 50, the last chapter of Genesis. All right, here we go. I think we're about to lose Joseph in this one. I think chapter 49, it's getting us ready to lose Joseph, isn't it? All right, chapter 50. And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servants and physicians to embalm his father, and the physicians embalmed Israel. And 40 days were fulfilled for him, for so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Egyptians mourned for him 60 days. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave, which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan. There shalt thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according as he made thee swear. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of the house, and all the elders of the land of Egypt. Oh, they all pulled up. That's beautiful. And all the house of Joseph and his brethren and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a great company. Oh. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation, and he made a mourning for his father 7 days. Okay. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, This is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians. Wherefore the name of it was called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded them. For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for possession of a burying place of Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Egypt, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his father, after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, Joseph will peradventure hate us, and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him. Mm. And this is making me emotional for some reason. I don't know why. Wow. And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, Thy father did command, he died, saying, So shall ye say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren, and their sin. For they did unto thee evil, and now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of thy father. And Joseph wept when they spake unto him. Wow, so just forgiveness is, they're very forgiving despite everything that happened. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face, and they said, Behold, we be thy servants. And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for I am in the place of God. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good to bring to pass, absolutely, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore, excuse me. Now therefore, fear ye not, I will nourish you and your little ones. And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, he and his father's house, and Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation, the children also of Mashir, excuse me. I'm not choked up. Oh, this is emotional. Just the trials and tribulations that this guy has been through, and he made it through a really big storm, and look at him now, just being able to see his father one last time before he goes. Mm-mm. I done lost my space. Okay, let me repeat that. I lost my place. Oh goodness, I really lost my place there. Okay, and Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children also of Mashir, the son of Manasseh, were brought up upon Joseph's knees. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Man, rest in peace, Joseph. You are a real one. You are definitely an MVP in this book of Genesis. You did that. Like I said, you went through so much. You got through in a pit. Your own brothers were trying to discredit you and sell you as a slave, and you still love them. That is, you still forgave them. You still, showed so much love and brought the whole family together. That was God really working for him, for real. All right, so we are finished with Genesis. I will come back when I get to Exodus, I will come with a recap of all of this. I really feel like I need to go through those first two chapters again. I'm having waterfalls on my face right now with just the way that ended. And that was a bittersweet ending right there. I just love the life that Joseph got dealt with in the long run. You know, he was just all about helping his people, despite despite the chaos that came with it. And I can't express enough how challenging and how beautiful that is. Especially in today's world, today's world, we are so quick to just cut anybody off. I'm not, I have a habit of that myself. That's actually something that I've actually been trying to deal with, in my personal life as far as keeping people close to me. We live in a world right now where people don't value love anymore. Everybody wants to be so independent and, just so to themselves and isolated that we don't even know how to love anymore. So that's something that I'm currently working on, like just, getting back to my people that may have done me wrong. I need to learn from this because God is a forgiving God and we're his children, so we should forgive. We don't want to, we never know when it's our time to go. Every day is not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. The next minute is not promised. I can log off right now and something happens to me, and that whole time something happens to me and I go out of this world not being able to forgive the people who I want to forgive, stuff like that. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. I'm kind of in a personal funk after reading that now, but that was the Holy Bible. That is the end of Genesis. I am so happy that I got through that. Next is going to be Next, we're going to get into the second book of Moses called Exodus. Okay, how many chapters are in Exodus? Let's see. I'm just being nosy here. I want to see what I'm getting into here. Okay, so we have 40 chapters in Exodus. Okay. I guess I can stop saying like the first, the second book, the third book. I'm just gonna call it by what it is. I'm just gonna say Exodus instead of the second book of Exodus. I'm just gonna keep it light, keep it one word, keep it simple, right? All right, so I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed that conclusion of Genesis. I know I did. I really enjoyed that. My favorite chapter is chapter 45. That's the one for me. Just the way he he took that chaos as a blessing. That's the story of my life. You know what I mean? I can relate to that so much. And yeah, that's my Genesis favorite is chapter 45. So I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you do like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend or a family member. And just know that you're not alone in reading this Bible. If it's your first time reading or listening to the Bible, I am here with you and we're in this together, okay? Bless you. Have a good day. Bye.